During a parliamentary group meeting of the Socialist Party today, the Prime Minister declared his support for the Interior Minister, Xhafaj, and warned that those who are behind the leaked audio tapping of Xhafaj will be imprisoned. The European Commissioner for Enlargement, Johannes Hahn, has called for a clear prospect of membership for the Western Balkan countries through the opening of negotiations. As of yesterday, the port of Shëngjin opened a goods transportation line between Albania and Italy, which will operate on a regular schedule at a frequency of twice a week. Good evening, it's 6 o'clock on Wednesday, the 16th of May 2018. Welcome to the English edition of Aura News. My name is Alexandra and I'm here to bring you the day's top stories from across the country, translated into English. Irritated and dripping with sarcasm over the opposition's announcements, Prime Minister Edi Rama confirmed in obedience the Interior Minister Xhafaj, who was indicted 7 days earlier by the opposition for taking part in drug trafficking along with his brother. We do not have to leave people in the hands of those who cry wolf. Accusations against Xhafaj do not come from the justice institutions, and the Interior Minister is morally obligated to ignore such nonsense, declared Edi Rama. As for the audio tapping, which was published, Rama said he had verified its authenticity via a foreign agency and that they determined it to be a fake. The Prime Minister stated he believed this fraudulent act was committed as an attempt to destabilise the government and obstruct EU negotiations. He went on to add that whoever was involved in perpetrating this act will go to jail. This fraud deserves both a political and penal response. We are facing an act of fraud with non-authentic material which solely aims to destabilise the government and prevent the opening of EU negotiations. Whoever organised this public fraud must pay with a prison sentence, concluded Edi Rama. Rama also spoke of his visit to France, where he met with Macron, for which he said that the final decision would be made at the end of June. The Prime Minister said that after meeting with Macron, he was more optimistic about the path ahead of him. 2 days after the publication of a video tapping by the Democratic Party, the Interior Minister's brother, Xhafaj, has responded. Considering opposition accusations of involvement in drug trafficking as untruths and the audio tapping as a fake, Xhafaj, in his public statement, declared that he has not been directed by the Italian judicial authorities to execute a penal conviction against him. At the prosecutor's office, I have stated in explanation and in accordance with the law that the published audio, including sound effects and fictional images, is a fake and has been made public to the media for the purpose of political pressure on my brother, the Interior Minister. On May 15, 2018, I completed all the necessary procedures in accordance with the law, including providing recording of my voice to be deposited as evidence for the Tirana Prosecution Office. All actions were conducted in the presence of a field expert, added Xhafaj. The Interior Minister's brother also adds that there was no request from the Italian justice system for the execution of the decision against him. I have decided to return to Italy today and present myself to the relevant authorities. Although there has never been any request, no interest from Italian justice authorities to enforce this decision, and the execution of this decision has never been sought, I am performing this act, declared Xhafaj. He admits that he made mistakes in his youth and, in his words, so do many others. However, he adds that those who read his case file will understand his role in the story. Also, Xhafaj said that he did not avoid the investigation and his efforts are documented. It was the Italian authorities that released me after a month of detention and ordered my departure from Italy. For about a decade, I have made some requests to get a visa just to attend my case on Italian justice. In all cases, this request was rejected, explained Xhafaj. In conclusion, he noted that since 2002, there have been no acts in contradiction with the law, before calling out the DP and saying these accusations are simply to put political pressure on his family. The Democratic Party protested for about an hour in front of the Interior Ministry, demanding Xhafaj's resignation following an audio tapping being leaked claiming to prove his brother was involved in drug trafficking. Democratic MPs did not speak in protest, but Edi Paloka, in a statement for the media, responded to Prime Minister Edi Rama. It was a show. With the most absurd arguments, he defended his minister after defending himself, said Edi Paloka. Asked if the Democratic Party had other facts, Paloka gave this answer. Today's protest is only one step. it is a protest of the citizens who asked us to support them in this fight, and we supported our structures. We will not stop until Xhafaj resigns, said Edi Paloka. Young people were well represented in the protest, stressing that they will not stop until Xhafaj resigns. On the eve of the Sofia summit between the European Union and the Western Balkans, European Commissioner for Enlargement Johannes Hahn has requested the opening of membership negotiations for the 6 countries in the region. During an interview for the German daily Stuttgarter Zeitung, Hahn has responded to suspicions with the European Union that the recommendation to open negotiations with Albania and Macedonia is hasty. I can understand skepticism, and I cannot say that Albania or Macedonia are ready for membership. However, necessary reforms can be better achieved during the negotiation process. Take the example of corruption. From a legal point of view, the 6 Western Balkan countries have a legal situation that can be compared to ours. But in membership conversations, we pay attention to whether the laws are enforced, if corruption cases are being brought to justice, and the big fish are being taken down. If there is no progress in this regard, we can stop the negotiation process, explained Johannes Hahn. He was also asked whether the federal government of Germany supports the expansion course. Germany has an important role in this process. The federal government, headed by Chancellor Angela Merkel, is committed to supporting and developing a European perspective for the Western Balkans. The federal government does need parliamentary support, which I believe it has in the Bundestag. In June, I expect the European Commission to be given the task of preparing negotiations with Albania and the former Yugoslav Republic of Macedonia, said Johannes Hahn. Shëngjin Port aims to turn into a new alternative for the transportation of goods from Albania to Italy and vice versa after failing in establishing contracts for passenger transport. As of yesterday, the Shëngjin Ravena ferry line has started to operate with a regular bi-weekly schedule. Director of the Shëngjin Port, Ermal Patsai, says that the ferry line will give another image to Shëngjin, while it also has a very positive impact on the port's profitability. The port of Shëngjin is very important as it is a port that serves the northern part of Albania. I believe that this first step by the company for the port of Shëngjin is a good omen and to be followed by other businesses, said Ermal Patsai. He also added that the contract formulated with the company gives the guarantee of the continuation of this line, which was not a term of any previous contracts. We have made a contract with the maritime operator which guarantees continuity in the port of Shëngjin, said Ermal Patsai. Referring to the fact that Shëngjin is the only maritime port that serves the north of Albania and also Kosovo, they will continue to seek other ferry lines to add this port to their itineraries. From the ruined building it has been for so many years, the Pyramid of Tirana will be transformed into one of the largest centres of innovation and technology, art and culture in the region. After the successful cooperation for the rehabilitation of the Pazari area, the municipality of Tirana and the Albanian American Development Fund today presented their project for revitalising the pyramid. The project foresees transforming the structure into a multifunctional space in the city, especially for children and young people to have the opportunity to explore art and culture. The PM declared that this initiative marks another major step in the difficult road between the beautiful and the ugly in Tirana. I'm glad that this amalgamation of forces and energies has been created. It is another step in the very difficult road between the beautiful and the ugly in Tirana. It is an extraordinary thing for me that this place, which today is a melancholy destination of ugliness, could turn into an energetic destination of beauty. But there is potential here, said Edi Rama. He praised Mayor Veliaj for the work that has been done to awaken Tirana from its sleep and the transformation that has been made these years. Mayor of Tirana, Johannes Hahn, evaluating the cooperation with the AADF as a guarantee for the success of this project, stressed that this project will give Tirana another precious jewel behind Shëngjin and Pazari. In Tirana, we will begin coding, dealing with robotics, artificial intelligence, design software from age 5 to 35 or 45. Of course, the biggest focus will be on the school-aged children, but we will have special programs for those who are of an older age too. The idea is to go to a beautiful place, not to another school, but a space that is not only in the heart of the city, but also the city's most prestigious jewel behind Shëngjin and Pazari, said Johannes Hahn. The Pyramid of Tirana will serve as a kind of incubator for businesses in the field of innovation, art and creativity. The innovation and revitalisation of the centre lies in the fact that the TUMO model is a new type of educational experience at the intersection of technology and design. Young people will be given the tools and knowledge they need to achieve their potential, and they will be able to develop their learning skills to face the challenges of the 21st century. The TUMO learning program consists of self-learning, workshops and lab work under the supervision of the best experts from around the world. And that's the news across the country today. Thank you for watching our English edition this evening, and be sure to join me again every Monday to Saturday at 6 p.m. for the latest news from Albania. Once again, on behalf of Aura News, thank you and good night.